You think society's become more accepting of violence? Recently, it seems like 10 years ago, nobody would be celebrating the murder of CEOs. Maybe. I think as the more populist stuff happens, then people get more accepting of it. But 10 years ago, I feel like there would have been a contingent of people that maybe would celebrate it. I think one of the reasons why it's changed so much now is because the right has become more populist. And at least prior to the Tea Party, the right would still kind of defend like our corporations and stuff, but now nobody will. Nobody likes the corporations now, so. Do you have a take on journalistic integrity? Should we as a country push for a level of enforcement on media outlets that push false information? Yeah, I think we should, but the enforcement should probably be like corporate and cultural. I don't know if legally it should be like a thing, but what's the argument against you don't support the CEO assassination, but you celebrated the attempted assassination of Trump? What do you mean? What's the argument against it? You could theoretically do both. I think typically my issue isn't usually with the thing itself, although sometimes it is. It's usually with the underlying facts, right? So like celebrating the assassination of a CEO is stupid in my mind because the CEO probably didn't do anything that bad, except he was the CEO of a healthcare company. Now, like, let's say that it came out, and also this might be true, I haven't researched this guy, but like, let's say that it came out that this guy was like, every now and then I'd go into the office and I would deny claims because fuck them, and I was so happy, we made so much money, this grandma came, we could shut her claims down, and yeah, fuck or whatever. In that case, actually, I would probably have the exact same response. I would say we should never be like, you should never encourage people to kill anybody or do anything like that. I think it'd be horrible. Even that CEO, you shouldn't be killing him. But if he gets killed, I mean, am I going to say, oh no? Probably not. They had the highest claim rejection rate. Sure, but did they have the lowest premiums? I don't know. What do you think about all the people calling the CEO a billionaire? Was he? Is every single CEO a billionaire now, or net worth is only 43 million? I mean, to a lot of people, that's probably the same thing as a billionaire, basically. He's getting like 10 million a year in compensation. Jesus. And like W-2 compensation or like stock option compensation? Or was it just like the value of the company was increasing? Do you think we should support universal health care if it isn't really popular and most people seem to be content with our current system? You support a policy if you think it's a good idea, not just because it's popular. I don't understand that. Like, if marijuana use was 30% popular in this country versus 90% popular, I would support it either way. That wouldn't influence, oh, I'm all of a sudden against this policy because people don't like it or don't want it. Now, that might be a fundamentally different question than, like, should a politician talk about it or openly support it coming into an election? It's not that popular. That's a different question. But, or, like, what's the best way to move towards it if most people don't support it? Those are all different questions. But list of largest companies by revenue. He was the CEO of United Health Group. Oh, okay. Damn, that's a big... Okay, so it was a big boy company. Holy shit. Do people not have a right to be angry about a system that encourages denying people health care? No, it's kind of a retard opinion. It's like it's an opinion for little children that don't understand like anything at all about anything ever. Like as opposed to what? Should healthcare be infinitely approving every single claim without question always? Like that, obviously that's not possible. You can't do that. It's impossible. We have only so many resources in this country to do only so many things. So the question is like, what's the best way to efficiently allocate the resources? That's the question. The words deny, defend, and depose were engraved on a bullet fired at the CEO. Really? On the bullet itself or on the casing? Isn't the anger that they aren't efficiently allocating resources and saving a lot for profit? Efficiently how? Efficient in what way? And saving a lot for profit? I don't think the healthcare industry profits any more than any other industry in the United States. I think they average all about the same, right? Which makes sense. We have open markets, so everything is probably going to be about the same profit margin. Why does America spend so much more in terms of percent GDP on healthcare compared to other developed countries? Seems kind of silly, especially when your GDP is so inflated by big tech companies. Inflated? Excuse me, number one. Number two, I don't know, actually. I feel like everybody keeps trying to find the answer to that question, and I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question. I think the Vlogbrothers, I don't remember who, did a video on this a while ago, and I think he basically said, like, yeah, it's complicated. It's just like, oh, this is 11 years ago. I don't know if this is updated or not, but yeah, it's really hard. I think that it's really convenient and fun to just say whatever your issue is why. So people are like, oh, it's the insurance companies. Oh, it's the bureaucracy. Oh, it's the administrators. Oh, it's the hospitals. Oh, it's the doctors. But I think it's like, just like everything. Yeah, people want to blame anybody, but I think every part of our healthcare system is just really expensive. Like our doctors and our nurses get paid a lot more. This is very small anecdote. By small, I mean one person told me this. I don't know if it's true for everybody, but like, I knew a nurse lady that worked in Canada who was dipping down into the US over COVID because the traveling nurse pay was like insane. It was like $9,000 or $10,000 like bi-weekly. Like it was just crazy amounts of money people bring. And then like I've heard people in the NHS, especially when I was over in Wales, I was talking to a couple because there was a lady and her husband, and the lady worked in the NHS, and she was talking about what people got paid for the NHS, and it's like it's insanely low compared to the US. It's like crazy. Yeah, there's that. I mean, there are more bureaucratic costs as well. We also do more. We do more R&D here as well, but I mean, like every single thing is more. Everything is more expensive in the US at every stage, at every part. So yeah, I don't know. Destiny, profit margins are not the same across industries. Risk-adjusted return is. Market caps move to make risk-adjusted returns converge, but profit margin doesn't change with market cap. My bad. I'm sorry. I forgot that the well-actually people are in chat. That is correct. The risk-adjusted returns are equalized, not simply the profits. My bad. You're correct, okay? I forgot that sometimes when we speak, we can't speak like human beings, but I have to autistically qualify every single fucking statement that I could ever possibly make. That is correct. It is the risk-adjusted returns, yes. So the profits might be higher, but the risk is also higher. So while it looks like a particular industry might be super profitable, the reason why all the money isn't flocking there is because it's also incredibly risky. None of this takes away from the original point that I made, but okay. Don't pretend you're not pedantic, Destiny. Permaban. See you later. You will never find another streamer. And it's funny, too, because whatever f***ing loser you watch online probably lies and says a whole bunch of million things. Don't pretend you're not pedantic. I give more good faith, credit to, any other person I do than any other streamer on the internet of my size. It's not even close. I literally just steel-manned this guy who... the f***ing Hegseth, an insane fucking person. I literally just gave charitability to his statement over Brian Tyler going, shut the f*** up. Like, oh, you're an LGBT fanatic. Literally. Okay, thick ones. Are you surprised at the lack of sympathy and outright glee the UHCCO has gotten after his murder? Why not? I've been surprised the reaction has been so consistent. For a country that is typically divided on a lot of topics, it's like when we were all pretty united on. Yes, because the Tea Party and then now the kind of right-wing populists are all kind of also on board with the fuck big corporations and CEOs and all that. So in my opinion, it's because most people actually understand that the top 0.1% of people are the cause of a lot of our problems. Stupid. This is populist brain rot. My family is about as far right as you can imagine. Despite having an underlying assumption that ultra-wealthy people are exceptional because of their own skill, most of them acknowledge that you can't really get that much money without being evil. The only question is whether you feel strongly enough about them being evil that you're okay with somebody killing them. If somebody murders a child in cold blood, pretty much everybody agrees they deserve to be put down like a dog at the very least. Everybody agrees they should be isolated from society where they can't do harm. But if somebody knowingly creates a system that causes thousands of children to die, then suddenly there's nuance and room for interpretation. Oh, I didn't know that this healthcare provider was literally creating diseases and creating systems to murder children. Nice. Good one. Yeah, everybody celebrated that submarine crush event. I feel like everybody was happy to see that happen, no? Does murdering a CEO even accomplish anything when they're beholden to shareholders anyway? Probably not. Is a healthcare CEO considered a provider? Isn't that used to refer to jobs that involve directly treating patient/patient contact? Healthcare provider. I feel like insurance companies are considered, aren't they? Like part of our healthcare providers? Is provider only like a hospital or a clinic?